All right. Today, we are going to be showing you how we are using ChatGPT to revive dead videos. If you have experienced posting a video and maybe it starts up okay, and then maybe it gets a little bit of traction, and then all of a sudden it just peters out. There's like, where did it go? Why did YouTube stop pushing it? So that was a question that we are literally asking ourselves at times. And today, I literally spent probably 3 hours this morning going through some of our older videos. I say older, some of them are only a week old. And I asked ChatGPT to help. And I wanted to see, will it actually help us? The verdict's still out. But what I wanted to do is show you exactly what we have been doing, and I'm going to walk you through the real example. Now, this is also something Scotty hasn't seen what I've been up to here today, so he's going to see this firsthand, and you're going to actually see this in real time. This live stream was actually part of what I was researching today using ChatGPT. So this title today was from ChatGPT, and it was basically after I had told it, I want to revive dead videos. And I know this is a problem. This is a big deal. So let us know in the comments. Has this ever happened to you? Have you posted a video? It got, maybe it got 300 views. And then all of a sudden it just stopped. The impression stopped or slowed down. And you're just wondering, is it even worth going back and trying to revive that video? We all know that videos can come back to life. We have some of our students and ourselves that it's happened to, that 3, 5, 6 months later, a video, boom, takes off. But why wait if we can do something about it? So that's what we're going to do. So Scotty, I'm going to dive in to our little friend ChatGPT. Is there anything you wanted to say before we get rocking and rolling? Because you have really not a lot of context here, because I kind of did this today while you were at work.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think just as a creator, we're always trying to, understand the algorithm, understand what's going on. And obviously, if there's an opportunity to get views from old videos, like, instead of them just stalling out, it'd be great to get them back. So I think this is like a step, obviously, in the right direction, even for us, is just kind of learning from this. And when I say, and I've seen it, not just on our channels, but our clients as well, like, it is very much possible to get old videos to pop. We had a video on our channel that we posted. It was only, I think it was like maybe our 5th or 6th video. It was only like a minute and a half long. That video got maybe 100 views at the end of a month and a half. Like, that's how bad it was. Like, first day, maybe 5 views. That video now, I actually have to check, but I think it's sitting a little over 35,000 views. And we did not even direct anyone to that video. We still, to this day, we don't direct anyone because we don't even have any sort of free resource or anything in there for our business. So that's just right now, just continuing to get views. And that's something that, just to prove how old videos can still get a push or a lift. Like, that's it right now. 181 views in the past 48 hours. Yes, it's sitting over 40,000 views now.
And if I go back here, this will be the fun thing to kind of take a look at, is if I go here and I go to the first 24 hours, 7 views, 78 impressions. The click-through rate was great on 78 impressions, right? But yeah, it wasn't that great. And if I go here, it was posted, let's see here. If I go custom, I'll go to the 19th of, it looks like it was, what is that, May?
Yeah.
So May until, let's go till the 19th of this month, which will give us about, I have to go back here. Let me go back here. May 19th to the, let's go June 19th. That gives us 32 days. Let's see what it did. 99 views.
Didn't even break 100.
Okay, and 1,100 impressions, and it took a month to get there. So if we go here and we'll go into since uploaded, you can see what happened here. See? And it just keeps trucking along. So, I mean, this is what can happen. We've seen it happen. Now, this got picked up in YouTube search. That's 97.8% of the traffic. So
which
we're looking at browse and discovery right now.
Yeah, which we do have a little bit of I guess, a hunch on kind of how to start structuring our videos too, which is kind of, we were big into browse and suggest it early on because that's what's going to get you those micro viral videos. But what we're learning is after that given time, after you give it probably a few weeks and stuff, you can turn that into just, the long form search, SEO type of title. So that way it can 4 months from now randomly get picked up because people are searching up how to blank, right? Or how to whatever, or why this happens, whatever, right? So it's a little bit of a strategy there as well. But I'm dying to know what you dove in today for 3 hours in chat. So go ahead and take it away.
Yeah, let's do it. And guys, if you would do us a favor, if you're here on the live or if you're here on the replay, let us know. Has that happened to you? Have you posted a video and it just didn't get much traction, or it got some traction and then it stalled? Let us know. We'd like to know where you're at and if you've ever experienced that. So here we go. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to share this right here. So I'm in ChatGPT. I'm using the 5.2 model, which is new. It's just updated. It was 5.1. Now it's the 5.2. It's got a better thinking. It takes a little bit longer, not much longer, but it does a pretty good job. So here's what I did. Okay. This here was a video I posted about 4 days ago. Really, really, really good video. I'm like, my gosh, this thing should be getting thousands of views. Basically what I did is I went in, I found a outlier title that was from a channel that had less than, I think it was 1,000 subscribers, and it got 183,000 views on a video. And that's how we find outlier titles. That's what we have done to build our channel to over 1.7 million channel views now and 37,000 subscribers, and it's earned over $135,000. And that's all built off of outlier titles. So we're constantly looking for outlier titles, okay, constantly. And one of the ways that we're doing it now is using vidIQ. They have an outlier tool, and there's some parameters and some sliders that we can use, and we can adjust it. We can really zone or, narrow in on what exactly we want to find. And so I shot a video on that. Scotty shot a couple videos on it in the past, and the video just did not get picked up. And I'm like, how can this not be getting picked up? And so I am determined to put these videos out because I think they're super useful. And I think people really, really would enjoy them if they would get the exposure. Okay. So here was my thumbnail. And that thumbnail I thought was going to do great. I'm like 16 days, arrow pointing over to 183,000 views, and then outlier exposed. Okay. And so I said here, can you analyze another video that seems to have stopped getting pushed? Here's the link to the video. And I put the link to the video. And then I basically said, the title is How a Small YouTube Channel Gets 183,000 Views, Real Example. And then I went on to say, it has 7,000 impressions, 472 views, and a CTR of 4.6%, but had a 5.3 in the first 24 hours with 4,000 impressions. I'm also attaching the thumbnail, which I did right there. Okay. And then it says, yes, this is a classic plateau pattern, and the data you shared is actually very clean. Nothing wrong with the video. It's packaging ceiling issue, not a content issue. I'll walk you through what happened, why it stalled, and exactly what to change and what not to touch. So what the data is telling us, important. Current stats, it just goes through and says, this is what you told me. Translation, YouTube tested it. CTR was acceptable, not exceptional. As impressions broadened, CTR fell. Algorithm reduced distribution. This is textbook behavior. Nothing crashed. You simply hit the CTR floor for the packaging. The core problem, very clear. Title, How a Small YouTube Channel Gets 183,000 Views, Real Example. Thumbnail, Outlier Exposed. Okay, so it's just it's like reiterating what I have. The combo is too explanatory. It satisfies curiosity before the click. Why CTR dropped after 24 hours. The core audience saw it. They understood outliers. They clicked at 5.3%. Then YouTube widened the audience, more casual creators, less jargon tolerance, less patience for case study framing. And the packaging said, here's a detailed explanation. That's when CTR slid to 4.6. That's the threshold where YouTube says, okay, decent, but not push worthy. Specific issues with this thumbnail. Let's be precise. Issue number one, too many ideas. You have 16 days, arrow, 183,000 views, outlier exposed, microphone, hands, face. This is a presentation, not curiosity. Issue number 2, outlier exposed is insider language. For you, it's clear. For broader browse traffic, sounds technical, sounds educational, low emotional pull. Education first thumbnails rarely break 6% CTR. Issue number 3, from to explains the result. Creators say they want this, but behavior shows they click less when the answer is obvious. They click more when something feels broken. What would I do? Very specific. You do not need to re-edit the video. You only need to repackage it. Step 1, change the title, critical. Replace the current title with one of these pattern-based titles. Best choice, why small YouTube channels are suddenly getting 100,000 plus views. Why? It's broader, it's timely, pattern, case study, perfect for browse. Second option, this one title took a small channel to 183,000 views. Why? Keeps the number, focuses on cause, removes how. Do not keep how a small YouTube channel gets. How titles cap CTR unless paired with extremely novelty. Step 2, simplify the thumbnail. Biggest win. For this video, I would do thumbnail text, one phrase only. This shouldn't work. Or most creators miss this. Remove 16 days, arrows, outlier exposed, extra elements. Keep your face, one bold phrase, and clean background. This instantly raises mystery density. So why this matters for your series. Right now, your thumbnails are saying, here is a breakdown. The winner in this niche say something is wrong and you need to understand why. That's the shift. So what I'd expect after changes, if you update title, pattern-based, thumbnail, curiosity first, you should see CTR climb back toward 6.5 to 8%. YouTube retesting in browse, this video becoming evergreen, not spiky. This is not a viral video, it's a library asset. Important strategic note, your newer video with why small YouTube channels are suddenly getting 100,000 plus views is actually the correct evolution. This older video just needs to be brought into alignment. Think of this as version 1 packaging versus version 2 packaging. All right, do this. Change the title to why small channels are suddenly getting 100,000 views. Replace thumbnail text with this shouldn't work, and then remove arrows and numbers. Let it sit for 48 to 72 hours. If you want, next, I can create a thumbnail, title matrix, decide when to update, leave alone, build a 2x a week outlier, because I basically explained I wanted to do this as a series. I'm going to do 2 of these a week, or help you spot earlier plateau signals before they happen. You're not missing views because of content. You're missing them because you're one layer too helpful on the surface. And I said here, I used the title for my last video, as I explained in these videos, will be part of a weekly series, and we'll need to come up with new titles that explain how small channels are getting views by using outlier titles. And the video shows a new one they can copy for themselves. This is perfect. And thank you for clarifying. This actually confirms they're thinking about this the right way, and it lets me give you a clean, scalable system instead of a one-off advice. You're building a weekly repeatable series, not chasing single video spikes. So let's lock this in properly. So it goes in through here. Every video answers the same underlying question, how small channels are getting big views and how I can copy it. So each title must, and it just basically says signal small channel, signal big result, signal repeatability, not fully explain the method, and still feel fresh week to week. That means you should not reuse the exact same broad title every week, but you should reuse the same title structure. So it goes through the series of like what it would be. Like if I do this occasionally, I would use lane 1, lane 2, copy this. So it kind of goes through all of these different things, the contrarian, which I kind of like this. Most creators would ignore this title. It got 183,000 views. That's pretty good, right? This title is boring until you see the views. This title breaks every YouTube rule and it still works.
It's good too, yeah.
Right? So here, and it's telling me what you should stop doing, important. Even though it sounds logical, avoid repeating how a small channel gets X views, real example, step-by-step, outlier exposed, okay? How this plays with your thumbnail. Your thumbnail system stays consistent. This shouldn't work. Small channels only. This title did it. Most creators miss this. Title explains what happened. Thumbnail asks why. That's the pairing you want. So, and it says, it gives me an example like week 1, why small channels are suddenly getting 100,000+ views. Week 1 via video 2. This one title took a small channel to 183,000 views. Thumbnail could say this title did it, which I actually did that one on this one now. Week 2, a small channel hit 247,000 views with this title. Small channels only on the thumbnail. Week 2, video 2, most creators would ignore this title, 214,000 views. Thumbnail, most creators miss this. Now you've trained the audience, the algorithm suggested traffic. So important reassurance. You did not make a mistake using the Why Small Channels title. You used exactly when you should to establish the concept, the anchor, the series, to bring in new viewers. Okay, so now let me just scroll down here a little bit. Okay, shouldn't YouTube be in the title to signal the algorithm? Now this was important, okay? It says that's a great question. And in short answer is no. You do not need YouTube in the title to signal the algorithm. And in many cases, it's actually hurting CTR. And I was like, okay, tell me more here, ChatGPT. Let me explain this clearly because this one is the most misunderstood things about YouTube SEO. How YouTube actually understands your video. YouTube does not rely on the title alone to understand topic. It uses a cluster of signals. Viewer behavior, who clicks, what else they watch, what they search next, transcript and spoken words. You say YouTube channel views titles constantly. That's a very strong signal. Description tags. This is where keyword reinforcement belongs. Audience overlap. If viewers watch other YouTube growth videos, YouTube knows. So the algorithm already knows this is a YouTube growth video. You don't need to announce it in the title. So why YouTube in the title often lowers clicks? Here's why. It feels educational. It feels expected. It feels like something the viewer can watch later. That lower impulse clicks, especially in browse. Compare why small YouTube channels are suddenly getting 100,000 plus views versus why small channels are suddenly getting 100,000 plus views. The second feels broader, more intriguing, less tutorial-ish. When you should use YouTube in the title. There are times it's smart. Use YouTube when the audience is not creators, like why YouTube is pushing longer videos right now. The YouTube or the topic is platform-specific news or policy. So news, you could put that in there. Example, YouTube just changed how small channels get paid. So YouTube's got to be in there. You're competing in search, not browse. Example, how to monetize a YouTube channel under 1,000 subscribers. That's search first, not browse. So that's where you would want that in there because someone's probably asking how to monetize a YouTube channel under 1,000 subscribers. Makes sense. So it says for your series specifically, your series is browse-driven, pattern-based, curiosity-led, built on examples. So your best performing titles will usually omit YouTube unless it adds urgency or clarity. So better weekly templates. This one title took a small channel to 183,000 views. Why small channels are suddenly getting 100,000 plus views? Most creators would ignore this title, 183,000 views. You say YouTube in the first 5 seconds, that's enough. So if you want a hybrid, it gives me some hybrid examples. So I'm not going to go through all of these. Let me go down here though. So what title is your top pick for this video that is stalled? So I basically went back to the original, like what I was talking about. This is great. Let's lock it in. For the specific stalled video, the one currently titled How a Small Channel Gets 183,000 Views, real example, my top pick, if the goal is to restart testing and push, is this one title took a small channel to 103,000 views. 183,000 views. Why this is the best choice. And it basically goes through and reiterates everything that we just said. Backup option would be this. Why small channels are suddenly getting 100,000 plus views. And then titles I would not use. Then it gives me those. Exact action plan. Change the title. This one title took a small channel to 183,000 views. This shouldn't work. Thumbnail, no arrow. Leave it untouched for 48 to 72 hours. Watch CTR and impressions. If CTR rises above 6.5, YouTube will test it again. Final confidence check, and it goes through more. And then it says, okay, so here it says, I said, but I already used this. This shouldn't work on today's thumbnail. Should I use it again? Because I just did one per their advice before, which I didn't share with you. Mm-hmm. And they said, great question. This is where most creators overthink and accidentally slow momentum. Short answer is yes, you can use it again, but you shouldn't use it back to back. So it goes into, don't think in terms of reuse, think of it in terms of viewer memory. So down here, it basically says when it's okay to use it. Okay, I don't care about any of that right now. I want to get into what we actually did. So, okay, most creators miss, safe option, how this becomes a system, video A. So it's basically saying I could do this one, this shouldn't work. The next one I can do this title did it. The next one I can do small channels only. And the next one I can do most creators miss this. And then I can go right back to video A again and keep repeating it. Okay. And then down here, let's see, where did I get in here? Okay. So then I went down here. Now this is pretty interesting. I did this. Okay. I put in this and I said, okay, can you look at this updated thumbnail? It looks too plain to me. Should I add a color to the text? So this title did it, right? That was one of the suggestions. And they go, it's a really good instinct. And you're asking the right question. Short answer first, then the nuance. No, don't add random color just to make it louder. Yes, add intentional contrast to guide the eye. Right now, the thumbnail is clean and readable, but it's missing hierarchy. What's actually happening? And basically it says all words are the same weight. The eye doesn't know where to look first. It reads like a headline, not a moment. It's not bad. It's just flat. The fix is not more color. It's emphasis. The one word to punch, to punch. Best fix, do this. Keep text white, but highlight one word. Option A, my top pick. This title did it. This in yellow. Everything else stays white. Why this works? This points to mystery. Yellow equals curiosity color. Still clean, still premium. Option B, this title did it. So you would highlight title. What not to do. And it basically goes through all that. And so then down here, I basically, let's see, I did that. And I said, I just added it. And it said, this is much better. And you're right. You were right to trust your gut. Here's the straight answer. Yes, this version is stronger. No, don't add any more color. You've hit the sweet spot. And then basically just tells me why it's good. And then let's see, down here, I just kept going. You can see, is there anything else I can do to get YouTube to give me more impressions? Yes, there are a few high leverage things you can still do, but the key is knowing what actually triggers new impression testing versus what feels productive. I'll separate this into, and then it basically just says what to do, right? So it basically says right here, YouTube increases impressions when it detects positive change in viewer response, not creator activity. So just because you updated a title doesn't mean that it's going to automatically give you impressions. But what it's sounding like is YouTube is constantly giving, like you might only get 50 impressions, but it's giving you more impressions, right? So even though it gave you 50 impressions, it's going to be able to measure off those 50 impressions. That's how I'm taking this. So it basically says specifically it looks for CTR improvement relative to recent baseline, stable or improving early retention, viewers continuing to watch other videos after this one, and new viewers behaving similar to existing one. That's it. Everything else is secondary. So high impact things you can still do in order. You just change the title, change the thumbnail, improve clarity and curiosity. Do nothing for 48 to 72 hours. Okay. Number 2, drive quality external views, not blasts. So this is important. If it's basically saying like you can do a community post, you can do an email to your list, you can do a pinned tweet or LinkedIn post, but understand that if that traffic goes over there and it doesn't respond well, it could actually hurt you. And that's why we've always said for the first 7 to 14 days, don't send any external traffic. Let the algorithm do its thing. So we're not doing that. Add, tighten up chapters, underrated. Chapters help YouTube understand structure, surface your video and suggested, improve perceived watchability. Use curiosity-based chapter names, not boring ones. So here it gives me all of the ones that are in the video. I copied these in, by the way. These are in there now. And then it automatically creates chapters. You can literally click on these. It'll take you right to the segment in the video. How cool is that? And then you can pin a comment that extends the session. Okay, so something like, want more examples like this? I'm breaking down a new outlier title every week. Watch the next one here, and then you can link to the next video. So you're kind of like making this cluster, which it wants you to do. YouTube loves when viewers don't leave. 5, link it from your next video. Very powerful. So at whatever your next video is, you want to link to that other video, which I did in this video. It just goes to another outlier title. What I would not do. Editing the description repeatedly, changing tags over and over, refreshing thumbnails daily, asking for likes, subs aggressively, deleting and re-uploading. Those either reset data or don't affect distribution. So let's see here. What success looks like next. If this works correctly, you'll see CTR stabilizing above 6 to 7%, impressions slowly increasing, not spiking, suggested traffic growing on future uploads first. That's how series content behaves. Final honest answer, yes, you've done almost everything that actually matters. Now the most important move is resist the urge to over-optimize. Let the algorithm observe. And it says, if you want me to, whatever, do next, let me know. And then I went on to another one. I did my next one. So Scotty, I did this one next. So I'm not going to go through the entire thing, but basically I went through and I said, let it cook for now. Cause it asked me up here, it says you're in the let it cook phase. And I go, let it cook for now, but I have another video to analyze. I dropped the link. I put the title in there. I told it what it got. I said, hey, it got 4,500 impressions, 24 hours. Here's what it did. It had this. And I basically just told it everything that it did. And then it basically went down here and it broke everything down for me. And it gave me some suggestions. And then I did update this one too. If I go down here a little bit further, let's see here. I did change the thumbnail. I changed the title. Okay, right here. What's the best title in my voice, but which, will jumpstart the video, getting impressions. People over 50 are waiting too long to start on YouTube. That's what they wanted me. The other one they said was a little bit too almost like not yelling, but almost like saying like, you must start a YouTube channel, right? It was like a little bit more, I guess, talking to versus, helping. And so here it wants me to change it to people over 50 are waiting too long to start YouTube. And then the title, actually there was this one was the backup. If you're over 50, waiting on YouTube is a mistake. It's a good one. And then a contrarian one is why starting YouTube later actually works better. And so then down here, it basically said waiting is costly or lating equals harder. That's the thumbnail that it wanted me to do. So basically that's what I did actually. This is the transcript. I just copied that in. Let's see here real quick. Now I was just asking it for it to help me with the optimization of the description and all of that stuff. Let me see if I put the thumbnail in there. I'm curious if I did. If not, I have a copy of it. But basically, I don't think I did on this one. No, that was for today's. But yeah, so I did update the title on that one. But you can see here, let me switch over here real quick. So in here now, this here is everything I did. This one title took a small channel to 183,000 views. So I changed that title. I changed the thumbnail. I updated the description. I added the video chapters. And then there's the thumbnail. That's really all that I did on this one. But now let me just go back here real quick and I'm going to go to, this is the other one that I just changed. So this one here, let me scroll over here. Waiting is costly. So you see what I did there? I did the same kind of what they told me to do before. Make it highlighted in the one, costly. That's like a word that people would be like, oh, what's costly? And then the title is people over 50 are waiting too long to start YouTube. And then waiting is costly. So we'll see. I don't know. The verdict is still out. Sounds great. But is it going to work? I don't know. I really don't know. So
I mean, it had me convinced from all the data, but the only thing that's going to really convince me is if I see the views change. That's all.
Yeah. I mean, it makes a lot of sense.
It makes sense, for sure.
I do think the biggest thing that I took away from just doing that whole exercise is everything is about click-through rate.
Title's more important than we thought.
The title is super important, but the thumbnail is just as important. And so if that is low, it's like, good luck, But now the question is, well, if you let it go for 24 hours because you've only gotten 400 impressions, is that going to hurt you? And I would say probably not, because you have to think about YouTube is testing it to your audience, your core audience. And yeah, it's going to get a little bit of a gauge, but your outside audience could actually perform better. You don't know. Just because your audience resonated, didn't really care for it. If it pushes it out to an audience that does care about that topic or that. But now I do think the curiosity piece is being even more emphasized. It's like, so there's another video. I'll show you that one here real quick too, that I updated. And that was actually today's video, was this one right here. So if you look at this one.
Yeah, bring it up. There you go.
Yeah, right there. This shouldn't work. That's it. And immediately you're thinking to yourself, what shouldn't work?
Yeah, what shouldn't work? Mm-hmm.
Right. And then the title of this one is why small YouTube channels are suddenly getting 100,000 plus views. And the thumbnail says this shouldn't work. You got to admit it pairs well. It pairs very well, and it was funny because in one of the examples, it was saying, well, you don't need to put the YouTube logo in there because that just adds another thing that someone has to look at. Mm-hmm. But then it also said, well, test it, with the arrow. It's not bad. It's just, I would test with and without. Right. But in my head, it was like, well, if they don't see that, then they don't know it's about YouTube. But if someone sees this shouldn't work, they read the title, they're going to know what it is. And what they're saying is they're only showing this, for the most part, to people that have shown interest in YouTube. So we'll see. Again, we have no idea.
In theory, like you said, but I mean, it's pretty in depth, which is pretty good.
And so this right here, I changed this. So when we came out of the gate today, it was a 4.6. I changed the thumbnail right here, and it did jump up. Then look it dropped. And right now, because we're at the exact time, I can't go by this, but it's looking like it's going to be better.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And actually it's been a little bit. Let me just go into this one real quick. I'm just curious if I go into here. So I changed that probably around, well, no, it was a little bit later than that. So I can't really see the in-between, but it looks like it's gone up a little bit. This is right now. We can't go by this. Right. But we gotta just keep looking at it. Where's the other one? This one.
But
right?
It's also too it'd be interesting if you start the video the right way.
True.
Like,
True.
like we're talking about reviving all these older videos.
Yep.
If you put everything in, like what your ideas is and everything, and then you got to redefine, what's the best, and then you put that out from the get-go, I mean, that'd be interesting too.
Now, this one here I thought was really good, and it came out of the gate with a 4.2.
That's what I'm saying. I don't get that. Like, that's what doesn't make sense to me. Like, they talk all about click-through rate being high, and that's what's going to help you. But then you get a video like that.
Well, this one didn't do good out of the gate.
I get that, but it still got way more views. The other one didn't flatline.
Yeah.
Makes no sense to me. That's the part I don't get with YouTube.
Mm-hmm. But we're going to figure it out.
Yeah. No, we're going to figure it out for sure.
And I mean, this one here actually did pretty well. This one came out of the gate with a 7%.
Yeah, that was high. Yeah.
Right. But it's going down because why is it going down? Because it's getting shown to a colder audience. So that it might be time to actually tweak that.
Yeah.
So this might be one that I go, okay. I mean, because right now, I mean, it's only gotten 27 views in the last 48 hours. Suggested in browse is right here. So maybe it's time to revise this one.
Yeah.
And have it analyze it. So anyway, we wanted to share that with you, and hopefully that was helpful. Let us know in the comments if that was helpful to you. Will we bring back the income report? We can, but we really haven't done one in a while. But yeah, I mean, we're still growing, and we're up over 135,000 now. So I think our goal was to get to 100,000, and we did it. So yeah. Oh, Matt's in here. Hey, Matt. Matt's one of our star students who's crushing it right now. Click-through rates can be fickle. Some of my highest click-through rates were always my highest performing videos. Yeah. Yep. Karen, Yoga Life. Very helpful. Thanks. Didn't know why views leveled off. Yeah. There's been a lot of complaints in the YouTube forums and communities, though. It's like there is an algorithm shift. Okay, there is. But that doesn't mean that we can't figure out like what are the pieces that we can improve, right? like I look at it like, yes, your intro is super important, but if we can't get the darn click, if we can't get the impressions, we can't get the click. If we can't get the click, the intro doesn't matter. So it's like, to me, the most important thing is title and thumbnail, which, by the way, guys, our outlier titles that we've used to literally build this channel and another channel that we grew to over 100,000 subscribers, did over 7 figures. If you want a copy of our hooks swipe file, we have 10 of our top performing outlier titles. If you want that, just comment hooks down below and we'll send it to you. Once again, just comment hooks and we'll send it to you. All right. And we do have one more topic we're going to talk about here today, Scotty, but did we have any other thing that we needed to address?
No, but thank you. I don't want to say your name wrong, but Karlova Design. I did not know about that. I just looked at it. It's pretty cool. So there's like an extension for chat. It's called Chat Atlas, but you can literally put it to your Chrome extension, Dad, and you won't have to input your impressions and CTR and all that. It'll actually read it right on your YouTube Studio page.
Oh, nice.
So I actually just checked it out. They have it for Mac now. So
cool.
That's something we'll definitely have to check out. So thanks for that. Karen said your outlier titles are great. I use them a lot. CTRs are way harder to get right. Yeah, CTR, because here's the thing. It's different for every audience. You know, like for you in the yoga niche, it's going to be a different style than for Matt in music, right? Or for us in, YouTube growth, or for someone in e-commerce. It's all different. I was actually just doing an audit for someone on he does like stocks, like day trading and stuff. Totally different style as well for like news pieces and this and like it's gonna depend, because some people are gonna like a certain thing in the audience and some are gonna like something totally different. Some like more super polished professional edits, some like very authentic raw and just a couple words with your face on it. So it's like it's gonna depend, but that's where it's like, yeah, start just getting as many videos out there, getting the tests of the thumbnails, and then see what takes, see if we can replicate that and kind of go off of that. And I think once you find that, you'll start finding your average of kind of getting the same kind of thing. I think we're starting to kind of get back to where we were as far as like we're averaging now. I would say between 4.5% to 7% we're getting on average on our click-through rate, which when we did our pivot, if you remember, Dad, we were struggling to get back to 4%.
Yeah.
It was struggling. So the good thing is we're starting to level out our CTR, but now it's try to go above and beyond. So that way we can get these videos to kind of pop in that broader audience.
Yep.
Last thing before you go into it. Thanks for an interesting video. I just got GPT to look at my latest video. Did not know I could do that. My main problem is I make weather forecast videos, and these can have a short life. Yeah, but here's the thing, like that we're even kind of testing now. You'll start seeing some of this, guys, is just because you have some things that you might post that are like an update or a news piece or whatever, you can have those as like your ongoing thing. It's good sometimes to have something that you post once a week that's only really for that week or for that month or whatever. But just don't bank on everything being that. Like what I would do is I would have like, we call them buckets. Like you have a bucket that's a news piece, right? You have a bucket that like for us, it's an update. On something that's going on with the YouTube algorithm. Not every day is something going on with the algorithm, but maybe once a month, maybe twice a month. Like there's something that we can report on, and that's something that we're going to do. And then besides that, the other videos are going to be ones that are catered towards maybe questions we're answering, maybe something we're noticing from a client of ours. Like any of this stuff we can start putting out there. But like the news pieces is ones that I would still do, because honestly, news pieces are going to get you more trending kind of views quicker. And that's good to kind of grow that momentum on your channel and then bring more people in so that way you can post these other videos as well. So I wouldn't like, yes, they might have a short, shelf life, and that's okay. But I would also have another catalog of another bucket that you can have that is in evergreen content as well.
Yeah. And then this one right here, would you say go for my short on YouTube, then go for long form video with a link? We personally don't like putting shorts and long form on the same channel. We just don't like to, there's two different audiences there is our belief. And so for us, we're focusing on long form. Anything over 3 minutes to us is long form. But yeah, I mean, you definitely can do that, you know, and there's nothing wrong with that. But we just have had some of our students that have said that they've grown their audience using shorts, and then they can't get anybody to watch long form. So you just have to be careful with that. Karlova Design. My other channel got 48,000 subs in 6 months until in September, something changed and I'm getting 10x less impressions. Do you know what happened? It's not just me, apparently. No, it's not just you. It's an algorithm shift.
Yeah. We got hit around, I would say around August, but we got like double hit because we pivoted not knowing that also the algorithm was going to change. So like we did a pivot at probably the worst time you can do a pivot on the channel. And then on top of that, everyone is complaining about views being down. But this is where like we talk about this all the time. We look at it like this. YouTube is testing these creators right now. If can you go through the mud and get through this while it's tough right now? Because they're really trying to drain everyone to see who's going to stick through it, right? Because I'm telling you, ask anyone who's been on YouTube for years. I mean, he's been doing it for 17 plus years. I've been doing it for probably 10 years. Like, no lie, the views will come back at some point. The algorithm will go back to a certain way, or you'll figure it out. But like, you have to ride the wave. Like it's like a roller coaster. You're going to go on that decline, right? But it's going to come back if you stay through it. If you just give up on it and then whatever, then it's going to be very hard for you to come back. So just try to grind through it. This is a tough part for like all creators, but like telling you that the rise is going to come back right now. I think the algorithm is just trying to figure itself out because it's trying. And I try not to knock the algorithm because, you know, we always like to blame it, but like YouTube's ideal thing is it doesn't want you to not get views. It really wants more creators to be on the platform and also more viewers that they're getting in to be on the platform. Like the more people create videos, the more is out there for people to watch and then get more ads and all that. So like they want you to do good, but it's finding, I guess, the angle into it so that way you can get that reach. And so it's like we're just trying to learn that. And I will say over the past probably year and a half, they have catered actually to smaller channels, which has been great. But now it's like, okay, what about the channels that are now getting a little bit bigger? Like now we're getting like kind of like pushed back, like what's going on? And so it's kind of like, again, figuring that out, staying through it. It's a journey. But yeah.
But this next segment that I'm going to do is going to speak to a little bit about what we're talking about, because there's creators that are actually hurting us small channels, to be quite honest with you. And that's what we are going to talk about. And it goes for anything. I've been doing this now, like Scotty said, for 17 years. Someone said in the comments that I believe you, Scotty, don't look old enough to have been doing it for 10 years. Scotty's 27. And yeah, when he was 17, he was on YouTube, and he's been working with me now for over 5 years. But yeah, he's a young guy, you know, he's young. I thought you were talking about me. I mean, yeah, I know.
He might have been 17 years.
I'm 53. I've been doing this for 17 plus years. And I've got a 27-year-old, I've got a 30-year-old daughter, and I've got an 18-year-old daughter now. And I've got 3 grandkids. But I think you were referring to Scotty on that. But I mean, I got a fresh haircut today. So, I mean, maybe it was me. I don't know. All right. So, but that is what we're going to talk about. But here's the deal, though. Like I was saying, I've been on YouTube. I've blogged. I've done blogging. I've done email. Like all of the things that you do online, whenever there is an algorithm, I've done Amazon. I've done Etsy. Those are all search engines for a platform, right? And whenever there's a platform where there's search traffic or discovery traffic, just traffic in general, there's going to be creators or business owners, whoever's using it, that is going to they're going to try to take advantage. And that can hurt some of us other creators. And in this case, that is definitely something that's happening right now. And AI does have something to do with it. But we'll speak to that. Okay, so let's dive into that, and then we'll save a little bit of time for some Q&A if you guys have anything. If you guys are new to our world, I would love for you guys to put in the comments, is this your first live stream? Let us know that in the comments. We'd love to know that. We're here every Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern time, and there's two reasons we're here. One is we're here to show up for you, the community, and give you guys no fluff, no BS, and just tell you how it is. Because like I said, I've been doing this for 17 plus years. I know there's a lot of shadiness out there in the world. There's a lot of skepticism. We want to be the opposite of that. We're not gurus, although I have built multiple 6- and 7-figure businesses on the back of YouTube. So does that qualify me? I don't think so, but I've been doing this a while and I've gotten results. The other reason we do this every Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern time is it's our way of recording our other episodes, or at least today we're going to record an additional episode. So we do what we call our 1-hour content magic strategy, where we are showing up here live. This becomes its own video. So on Monday, you have a video that goes up every Monday because we're going live. As soon as we're done live, it goes on and lives on. It's got its own life. But then we also take segments out of this strategically, and then we create a new video with a new title, with a new thumbnail, with new packaging. And that's what we're about to do right now. And we actually have a program, a workshop. It's not free, but it's pretty darn cheap. And it's called the 1-hour content magic system. If you're interested in that, just look in the description. You'll find it down below. All right. So with that being said, Scotty, are we ready to dive into the next topic?
Let's do it.
All right, cool. So go ahead and get me in full view here. There we go. And let me get myself ready. And here we go. Let me back this up. We're almost ready to go. There we go. Okay. So some YouTube creators got greedy and small channels paid the price. Yeah. We're paying the price for some creators. Now, not all creators are bad. I'm not going to say that. There's a lot of great creators, and you're probably one of them. But things have gotten harder on YouTube lately. Views have stalled. Videos die faster. It's not random. Creators got greedy trying to game the algorithm. That's what I believe. And YouTube pushed back. Whenever YouTube does an algorithm update, it's typically to try to fix the ones that are trying to game the system. And then what happens is we also get affected. Now, even though we're doing everything right, we're following all the rules, they have to come in and figure out, how can we stop this? And a lot of times it's an algorithm update. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say it's all doom and gloom, because I want to share with you what I believe for 2026 is going to be what is going to rise above and being able to make you still stand out. But let's talk about what creators got greedy with. Well, first off, faceless YouTube channels at scale have become a huge, massive business opportunity for people that are wanting to go out there and just make ad money, but they're putting out thousands of videos and they're using automation and they're using AI to generate this. That's a problem, because now there's a lot more content out there that's not real or might not even be good. And YouTube now has to put things in place to prevent bad content. AI generated videos with like literally no soul, meaning it's not a real person. It's not like authentic. It's just there to try to get you to click and try to get you to view. Content slop is what they call it with these mass uploads. That again is what's hurting us. Now, does that mean it's going to stop? No, but they're putting checks in place to try to prevent this from happening. And again, we can be affected by this. They're reposting and remixing spam. We see that all the time. And they're optimizing for loopholes, not people. That's what's happening. All right. They're not optimizing for the person on the other side. And that's a problem. Creators stopped asking, would a human enjoy this? That's what they stopped asking. They're just looking for clicks and views, not actually having helpful, useful content. So what YouTube did in response to this is they tightened up trust signals. That's a big one now. They slowed distribution to new and small channels. They became more cautious with recommendations, and they're prioritizing viewer satisfaction over clicks. Really, really important. Translation here is that the algorithm stopped rewarding volume and it started rewarding trust. And it's going to continue to in 2026. So why small creators paid the price? Well, it's harder to get initial momentum. It used to be the easy mode. We've probably seen some videos out there when it was easier, which wasn't that long ago, but videos are stalling sooner. There's less forgiveness for bad retention and more competition for attention. I mean, there's a ton of competition out there. Now, you weren't punished. You were just caught in the cleanup. All right. So just remember that. Now, what does the shift look like? How can we succeed on YouTube now? Well, the era of gaming YouTube is over. The era of being trusted is back. And that's the cool thing. Authenticity is going to be even more important now than ever. So if you're authentic, if it's you and it's real, you're going to be okay. We just got to ride out the storm here. All right. But in order to succeed now, we have to be recognizable. We have to be consistent. We have to be useful, and we have to be human. That's the key. So here's 5 things that actually help you win on YouTube. In my eyes, in my belief, is number 1, be a real person, or just be a real voice. Your face on camera helps. Your voice helps. How you are on camera, as far as like even the inflection in your voice, opinions help, and story helps. If you're sharing stories, it's definitely going to help you because it's real and it's authentic. Okay. YouTube is rewarding familiarity. Okay. Viewers return to people, not formats. Okay. Now, number 2 is pick one audience and stay there. Stop making videos for creators, let's say. Make videos for specific creators, or in your case, if you're targeting gardeners, specific gardeners in a certain, sub niche. All right. With the same problems, they're at the same level, and you're talking the same language. Why does this work? Because there's faster trust signals there. There's better recommendations, and there's more repeat viewers. And when you have more repeat viewers, guess what? YouTube rewards you. Number 3, optimize for watch time, not clicks. All right. We don't need the hypey titles. We need honest promises. We need clear outcomes. There's no bait and switch that's going to work anymore. It might work short term for some of them, but don't fall into that trap. It's only going to come back to bite you. Okay. YouTube is watching satisfaction now. That is what they're all about. Retention beats CTR. Number 4, make fewer videos, but clearer ones. Now, I'm a fan of being consistent. And if you can create videos that are going to genuinely help someone, then put one out every day if you want to. But you have to make sure that it is going to be of good quality. And I don't mean quality production-wise. I mean the actual content itself. One idea per video, one promise, one takeaway. All right. Clarity beats volume. YouTube understands that your channel is about connection and about the relationship, not just how many views it gets. Okay. That's just like one small metric. It's really a lot more granular than that. And then number 5 is build a library, not a lottery. Stop deleting videos early. There's a lot of people out there, they're just deleting the videos too early because, well, it didn't get enough views, I'm going to delete it. I know it's tempting, but that's also, they're doing that because they want to try to get it out of their library so it doesn't look bad. All right. Let YouTube test them. Stack consistent uploads and trust compounds. Old videos can still win. We've had several that have done well. We've got several of our students that have done well just by waiting. We've got some that have took off 6-7 months later. Steady beats spikes. Burnout kills more channels than algorithms. Trust me. Ask me how I know. Okay. Now, personal authority. Share something that also demonstrates that you have some type of authority here. And I don't care if it's authority because you've just been doing it a while. You're a gardener. You've been gardening now for a long time. For me, I've been at this YouTube thing for over 17 plus years. And technically, I haven't relied on viral. I've never had a viral video, but I've built multiple 6- and 7-figure brands. See, that's the authority piece. All right. And for me, the audience is always first. The algorithm is second. Now, let's just kind of wrap this here with faceless AI slop. Shortcut channels are going to be forced for the change. They are. It's going to change. And I've seen this happen in other platforms like Amazon, like Etsy, anything that's a search engine, anything that can be gamed, you're going to see an algorithm, what they call a slap. Google used to call it a Google slap, or at least people on Google used to call it that. All right. So here's the deal though. You're not too late. It's not just you're being punished. It's we are caught in the middle. And if YouTube is doing its job right now for me and this video, you should probably see a video pop up right here that's going to be very, very helpful for where you're at, because it knows what you need. And I've got a lot of videos on this channel that should help you. And that one there that they're suggesting, it might just help. Watch that video next, and I'll see you there. All right. And that's it, Scotty.
Boom. Oh, we're super zoomed in. There it is. Yeah, and like that, there is a video that's probably you're going to see on Wednesday if you guys are in tune with the channel. And yeah, so like that's how you can get your little content hack. Again, just a little reference, if you have not checked out the hour content magic, it's in the description, and it kind of just goes through how he kind of just set this up now, because this is all intentional, guys. The live stream topic to the topic that he just created now, that we're gonna still, this is gonna be up as a replay, but then what I do is I'm going to take that video inside of it. I'm going to cut it up. I'm going to put that as its own separate video, optimize it, do a little bit of edits here and there, which the editing process got down to 15 minutes. And that is also included in that as well. So you can kind of see how quickly it is to edit. I know a lot of people struggle with, taking a lot of time editing. I used to be that. It used to take me 4 hours of video to do. So I was there with you. But super simple now. And I do use Descript as the program for that, the software. I'm not an affiliate for it, so I don't have any link for you or anything like that. That's just me giving you free game of what I use to get it super easy to edit. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it in a nutshell, guys. I mean, right now we're going through the whole phase of just kind of rebuilding back what we had before. We knew this was going to happen even before the algorithm, because if you didn't know, we kind of went through a little bit of a pivot because we wanted to hit our ideal audience in a different way. So we knew we were going to get some less views from that. We knew like some of our decline was coming because of that. And now it's kind of like, okay, we're still in a pivot, but kind of coming back in a different way to where we can help everyone. Because at the time we were only trying to focus on online coaches. Now we want to kind of like, we still want to help online coaches, but I think we can help everyone out, not just online coaches. It's a little narrow. And that's our goal. I mean, ever since we started this channel, it was to help as many people build an audience. And obviously those who are ready to take the next step or are already in it but struggling to build an audience for your business, like that's the end all be all that we're trying to get you to. And it's funny, someone earlier saying about the income reports, that was a reason we were sharing income reports, is to show you guys that it is possible on YouTube, outside of ad money, to create a business that can be, not even just a part-time, but could potentially be a full-time, business.
Yeah.
So that was the whole intent behind that. And hey, we might bring that back as well if we get enough people interested in that. Maybe we'll put that in the community post if we do that. But we got a lot coming in for January, guys, for the new year. Right now, we're kind of just, again, trying to find our best angle in the niche for us. And I guess my goal for you guys is use these tools like AI or any of that just to get more ideas for your content, so that way you can be on the best that you can producing content for people in your audience, right? Because like at the end of the day, we're all trying to grow an audience and help someone some way. And the one thing I can say that he taught me that 100% agree with, and something that we'll always do, is as long as you can solve a problem in a niche, you'll be able to grow. It's going to take time, but you need to solve one problem, start with one problem, solve that problem for that person. And I don't care if you're only a step ahead of them, you're still a step ahead of them, that someone needs to learn how to get to where you're at. So share that little bit, and that's going to go a long way.
Yep. All right, guys, all of the links that we shared or talked about or didn't talk about are in there. We have some free resources for you. We have our 100K roadmap, which is also in the description if you want to go check that out. Also, our hooks swipe file, you can check that out. And then any of the other resources or workshops that we talked about are there as well. So you can go down there and check everything out. But again, like we said, we are here every Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern time. It is our recording day and our live stream day, and we always look forward to it. And if you want to stop by, you're more than welcome. If you're on our email list, you may get a mention of that depending on the week. But if you just wanted to mark it on your calendar, we're here at 4 p.m. Eastern time on Monday afternoon. So that's it, guys. That's going to wrap it up. And if you want to probably come back to one of these in the future, because we're probably going to have an update on those ones that I've updated today, and we're going to kind of look and see how they did. So we will we'll go ahead and check in on that. We'll let you guys know how things are moving along. All right. So that's it, guys. That's going to wrap it up. As always, take care, take action, have an awesome, amazing day. And we'll see you right back here on another live stream. Take care, guys.
See you.